Hello and welcome back to the Monkey Lump Podcast Season 2.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah.
Filmed in front of an increasingly smaller studio audience. Today's guest is Mia Welsh, Mia May. While only being in her second year at the University of Liverpool, Mia has become an established name in Liverpool's eclectic dance music and DJ circuit, earning a Friday night residency at Get Down On It and playing some of the most prestigious and well-known clubs along the Mersey. She's also played in bands and is known for a more experimental take on harp playing. How are you, Mia?
I'm doing good. How are you all?
Yeah, good. Good.
Nice
So, just to give some background then, sort of, just tell us a little bit about yourself and sort of your musical career, as it were.
All right, well, hi, I'm Mia May. It's my actual name, but I never went by that for a very long time. I play piano and harp, and I DJ. So I love classical music, electronic music, and I love mixing them together. So that's it, really.
Cool.
Cool.
What sort of got you into DJing then? Because it's not really like the most obvious career path for musicians.
The first time that I really wanted to DJ was when I saw Cesaria Sound's first Boiler Room set, and me and my friend from home, we were like, well, we have to do this. And we went to see them in Manchester, and then we were like, yeah, we definitely have to do this. So then I bought some decks.
Nice.
And that's where I started.
What were your first decks?
I've still got them. They were SP3s, little controller.
Oh,
Does the job, but
Yeah.
hoping to move up one day when I have enough money.
Yeah, facts. I didn't realise how expensive like DJ equipment was.
Ridiculous.
Because we have that set at the Jack, which
Yeah.
it looks a bit tatty.
Yeah, they look old, and they are quite old, but
like it's like $6,000 just for that middle mixer.
Yeah, literally.
It's pretty crazy.
But yeah.
ridiculous money.
So what started you? I'm guessing that you didn't start off as a DJ. You already had some sort of musical.
I love dance music, and I love going to raves, and I always really liked house music, old school house. So that was where it started, and I started just doing like house parties. They weren't very good. They were quite shocking, but no one else could do it. So
How long have you been doing it for?
I did my first house party at uni. Like I did like a few things, like a couple people before, but the first one I did was actually in halls. And then the second one I did in halls, they confiscated my decks. So that was
Really?
yeah.
What? How did they know?
They just they had like 11 o'clock curfew, and it was 11. They came in, and I was like a bit fucked. So I was like, take them, it's fine. And then I went to reception, and I was like, well, I obviously need these back. I do a music degree. And they were like, well, you don't need these for a music degree. And I was like, I do. And so they emailed the music department saying, does Mia need these for her degree? And I don't need them. And then the music department said, yes, I do. So I'm back.
Oh, legend.
Yeah.
Always on your side,
Absolutely.
isn't it? Yeah. So was sort of playing music. So when did you start playing like piano and harp and?
I played piano since I was like 5, so quite a long time. And then I started playing the harp because I got some inheritance from my gran, and like we always did music together, so I wanted to buy like something with the inheritance that like allowed us to do music like in the future. So that's how I started playing the harp. Otherwise I definitely wouldn't have been able to afford it. Too expensive. And also like because the harp like works in similar octaves to a piano, I was like,
There's an understanding.
I can
Cool. Correlation.
I can work this out a bit easier. So.
Nice.
Cool.
There's always been harp sort of dotted around the music department.
Yeah.
I've seen it's like how like, it's one of those. It's a bit like figure skating. Like how do you get into that or pole vault? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Weird analogy, but yeah. It's not biggest.
I would not think
that
that like some of the Olympic sports. Like you go, how
I suppose.
How have you started?
Yeah.
how have you
that's
started
very
doing
that's
that?
true actually. Yeah.
Like who wakes up and goes,
Yeah.
see that really long stick? I need to get over another really
Another
long
really
stick.
long stick. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, back to
Jump on a pommel horse.
yeah, like gymnastics. Like what's up with that? Anyway, so from playing the harp, then I think last year you did performance, and I remember seeing you with the harp, but you had a pedal board set up.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, really?
Nice.
No, I
I've not
didn't even know you
seen
played
you
harp
play it.
until now. So
Jeez, dude.
Well, The reason I started doing that was because there's a harpist on YouTube called Emily Hopkins. She's amazing. She puts it like, her whole channel just like reviewing pedals and reviewing them on the harp. And so I wrote an essay about her, and then I emailed her asking if she could send me like the recordings without any effects. And she replied. I didn't expect to get a reply. She's got like 60k followers, but she did, and she was so lovely. So she helped me out, and then I just asked her how she did it, and I asked like my academic advisor, like, how do I go about doing this? I really want to do this. And then the department had a pickup mic. They let me borrow until I could buy my own.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it started.
Nice.
Yeah, I wanted to like mix electronic music and my harp being together, because I just thought it was cool. I just thought it was something new.
Well, what effects do you have on the floor?
Well, I don't actually have a pedal board. I use my partner's, and he's got like, I use mostly like chorus, delay, and phaser as well. I can't use distortion. If you do that, just feedback. You've got no chance.
That's the only thing. It with like those contact mics,
Yeah.
they're really sensitive to anything like that. But can you imagine like heavy metal, hard, gent? But yeah,
I think it sounds pretty cool if you put like loads of delay on, and then you can like play the soundboard so that you actually like play like something quite percussive, and then you can make a beat like with the delay.
Oh,
So then if you like played it and then it was delaying enough so that it was in time, and then you record it and loop it, then that's how I can like put that into DJing.
This sounds mental.
That's really
It's
cool.
It's an ongoing project. It's
really
not ready
cool.
yet.
it's really cool.
I want to hear this.
Yeah. So do you think that is sort of a bit more of the integration of the two sort of musical styles that you're really into then?
Yeah, definitely. Like the project I'm doing is I want to do a DJ set that starts off with a harp, then record it into Logic and it's looped and stuff, and then put onto a memory stick like that live performance, and then I would DJ that. But I have a goal to try and get this gig going for summer, but we will see.
Yeah,
Nice.
fair. I've always sort of wanted to have like a band that plays drum and bass. Like that, I just think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like
I'd love to drum with a DJ. That'd be so sick.
That would be so cool.
I'd love to do that.
I saw this one band when I was working, and they were like 90s hits, like 90s dance music hits, but they were all live, and they were really, really good, and I'd never seen anything like that before. I liked it. Like everyone on the bar was dancing. It was like you couldn't get a drink because the bar staff were dancing too much.
Too right.
yeah, it's just sort of like you were saying, that changing that sort of niche or like the preconceived idea of it just slightly, and it sort of becomes a bit more interesting then, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
What would you say was your genre then? Like, would you define either your playing or DJing by genres? Like, what's like a favourite to play?
I think it's a bit all over the place. Like, once I have the establishment of like playing live and DJing, then I'll definitely be doing electronica. But at the moment, I would say I'm a house and garage DJ.
Cool.
Fair. Does that sort of align with the places that you play?
Yeah, definitely. Like, house and garage really works very well with the residency with you guys. Get down on it. Like, for the first hour, it's like funky house, because if you have like, you never really know who's going to be there for the first 2 hours, and then so like, funky house works well for that because I think it caters to a lot of people and it's fun to mix as well. But then I think as soon as it gets later, or in different venues, like garage and speed garage work a lot better, because I think after the 1 o'clock mark, something faster works
Yeah,
better.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, we've seen it work better.
Yeah.
So
time.
there's definitely like time stamps for when
yeah,
It's weird.
people have left one place and are coming into another place because they want something a bit
Yeah, we've been
different.
doing it long enough now to know that the 2 o'clock rush is a real thing.
Yeah.
And it's weird understanding a night. I've never really thought about it until we started doing this, how you do need to slowly develop the genre to keep people interested.
Yeah.
because like you can play what you want and you can assert yourself as the DJ and I want to play what I want, but at the end of the day, like, I feel like the best DJs pick the genre and then they follow the crowd. Like,
Yeah.
And then you're not, if like everyone's gone out for a cig, you're buying a drink, then you're not going to play like one of your like best hits, because then like there's not anyone in the room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. is there a genre that you'd like to get into that maybe isn't sort of what people would expect? Like, even if you just did it once, just to see how it was.
I'd like to mix a lot more dub, I think. I haven't done very much of that, but Maz, who we do the back-to-back with, she does a lot more dub. So when we go to Pirate together, she's like, do you want to try out some dub? And I enjoy that, that's good fun. So I'm on the hunt for good dub songs at the moment.
Cool. That's another part of this sort of what is the process of getting the songs?
There's like many different ways you can get them, like iTunes, Beatport. Like, this is kind of bad, but before I was DJ, if you're getting paid to DJ and you don't pay for your music, you could get caught out for it and like a lot of trouble. But if you're doing like a party, then like, and you're not being paid, then it's okay. So like when I was like playing parties in halls and stuff, then I would just like get my music from like YouTube, but you can't do that if you're playing a club. Also the quality is bad, and you kind of got to make sure that everything's in like WAV files and not MP3s, otherwise sometimes it doesn't like show up. I remember when I first did the I don't know if you guys remember them, when like all my files collapsed.
I remember.
Oh yes.
And, like, because like I was like, I had like 4 hours of music, and then I was like, okay, I want to have like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Luckily, like there was like quite a big rotation of people that night, so I could like go back. But I was like freaking out big time that night. But yeah, no, I use Beatport mostly because that's just easy. Sometimes you can get free downloads if you like message small artists. They might give you their music for free.
Oh, cool.
But it's like different ways.
When you're on the decks, how far in advance are you deciding like which song's coming next? Do you have like do you set up a queue, or is it just like you're listening to the tune and go, no, I want this one now?
Well, for the residency, the Jack, I plan less. I kind of like plan like sections and like think about what works well. But if I had like a 1 hour set, then I plan it a lot more detailed. But I either organise it by key or BPM, and then if it's a track that's quite full and I've got a lot of harmony, then I'll go to one with the same key or similar key. But if it's like quite minimal, then like I just would go by BPM. So I kind of like have an idea of which songs work well together, and then sometimes I just try something out, and sometimes it does not work. But I try not to I try to try most things out. If I think it's gonna be risky, I'll try it out at home or at Pirate. Before. Yeah.
One of Louis' favourite, the man behind the camera, is the "I Like to Move It remix.
Oh,
yes.
That's,
what a D.
Yes. There are several videos of Louis jamming out to that. Especially as well, the trombone.
No, last Friday was absolutely.
Yeah, that was wild. That was so amazing.
Yeah. For those that weren't there, unfortunately for you, you missed out on Joel and Mihal.
Mihal brought his trombone from his
specials
gig, and he heard Ghost. You played Ghost Town. And he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, what the hell?" And he's like, "Fuck it, let's just do it."
He was like, "Do you mind?" And I was like, "Do I mind?"
Yeah.
Of course, get on.
Yeah.
And he's like, I was like, "What?"
It was wild.
And he was like, "Do you want to go?" And I was like, "Sure."
And this is why you should be in the Jack basement every Friday night.
Exactly.
Just miss scenes like this.
It's crazy.
Shameless promo there.
No shame about it, mate.
No, that song is really good. I heard it in I can never say his name right. Interplanetary Criminal. You know the one. It gets muddled in my mouth.
Interplanetary. I don't know what it is.
I heard it in one of his sets.
Yeah.
It went kind of viral, and I was like, I know this is a bit viral, but it's good. I'm gonna play it. So, but yeah, that's where I heard that song first.
Yeah. Would there be any other sort of that sort of fun? Like, I don't really know how do you describe that that genre? Like the
speed garage.
Like
Speed garage, okay.
Like like mixing like a classic banger.
Well, like if you know Girls Don't Sing, that's like that's like their niche, and I've seen them a couple of times, and I think they're amazing. They're really, really, really fantastic DJs, and that's like their thing. So I listen to a lot of their sets and see if I can get stuff. I'm not going to reveal on here. Just if you want to know, you can come to the Jack basement next Friday.
Yeah.
Woo!
It's even more project.
Yeah.
But also, Girls Don't Sing. That's what they do really well. So I listen to like their sets and think about where they get their songs from, and take some of them for my sets as well.
Nice. That's cool.
So when I heard Ghost Town, I was up in the smoking area, and I just Sprinted down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good remix.
Uh,
PJ Bridger remix, I think.
do you write music as well? Do you write?
Yeah, I do. I haven't really like found what's working for me at the moment. So like, I spend like quite a lot of time making beats, but it hasn't quite come together yet. But I think it will. Like I've recorded some harp samples, so I've been using them, like manipulating them a bit. But I do hope to release some music this year. That's a goal for this year.
Yeah.
Something to look out for.
Yeah. What is the? It's something that I have tried to make sort of dance music and that. It's something that you have a really good idea of like that bass line is gonna slap on that, or like that drum beat's really cool. But then when I put it all together, it sort of doesn't. So what would you say was sort of the key to like a great dance track?
I think
sort of any genre or anything.
phrasing and structure.
Oh, mate.
Always perfect.
Mate, you've had a stinker there.
Unfortunate, my friend.
Good job we cut and edit this, isn't it, you bastard?
Yeah.
You're not coming back.
Yeah.
Right, where were we?
But yeah, so like what would be
Well,
the
I think
choice?
like to make good dance music, you have to know structure well. So like everything is either in like 32 bars or 24 bars. And if you've got like your intro, your build, your drop, your breakdown, build, drop, outro, like that's like a generic structure. Obviously you can change. And then you like your sounds, like you can change and stuff along as you go, but like something new every 4 bars or 8 bars, yeah, like that's kind of what it comes down to. And I think also like when you're changing sections, thinking about if you want to like have a sound that's rising or falling to go into that section, that always makes it quite like cohesive.
Right.
So like for a drop, you instinctively probably want a riser, and then like coming from a drop to a breakdown, then like a falling sound,
Yeah.
like FX sounds or samples.
Yeah. Then the crowd know it's coming.
Yeah.
They know something's coming, and that's how you can trick them with a drop, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think getting that down first would be like more important, and then like once you have that, then you can like play with like tricking people and teasing them and like
Yeah.
giving them something unexpected. But
That's
if you
always
try
the
and do
best
that like
part.
first, then it's just gonna be like, this doesn't quite sound what it's supposed to.
Doesn't hit quite right.
Who would you say was sort of like, in terms of like genre or anything like that, or song type, or who would you say was your sort of biggest influences then in the sort of music that you'd want to make, or just in general?
I love John Hopkins. Like people who know me know I'm a bit obsessed with him. I've seen him like 3 times. I actually met him in the crowd once, and he's tiny. I thought he was gonna be really
Does
tall.
that change your perception of him? As well?
Like, I just thought he was gonna be really tall, and he was a lot smaller than me.
Right.
It's the kind of thing when like you see them on the stage, isn't it? And
Yeah.
That.
Like such a dominating figure,
Yeah.
and then he's tiny.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, his music is amazing. Very like electronica, and it's like I don't like. There's a lot of like electronica out there, but there isn't really anything like John Hopkins. It's very like. I saw him in Bristol at St George's with my mum because she also loves him. She's seen him like 5 times. You know, she's like in her 50s to go to Tokyo World by herself. It's pretty crazy.
That's it.
My mum
Wow.
is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's been known to frequent Tokyo World.
Yeah.
As well.
She was like, she just went by herself.
Frequent.
Yeah.
Nutter.
Nutter. Original Nutter.
But
Yeah.
he had a string ensemble on the stage, and he plays. So like for his recordings, he played like he used his like upright piano that he had when he was growing up, which is like really sweet, you know. So like it's very like sweet, luscious melodies, and then it climaxes, and it's like you've got this like really bright, beautiful melody, and then there's just like really dark, distorted bass line, and it's just like the combination of those both like. It's quite like disorientating. Like if like, a lot of people hate it, but I just think it's really beautiful and
It's
amazing.
niche,
So that's
yeah.
like my inspiration there, I'd say.
Fair.
Very cool.
What is if you could bankrupt any company, what would you bankrupt?
Interesting.
Always a curveball.
This is a bit of a controversial one
Oh.
because I love. Well, it would be Oatly, like because I love Oatly oat milk, but they got done for like mass deforestation and greenwashing, so
Oh shit.
they can go down under my watch.
Fucking hell.
Fair enough. A worthy cause.
Fucking
a worthy
worthy.
cause.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Well,
their oat milk is really good, so
Yeah, it is.
it's kind of the best in the game. But
are you an oat milk? Because we've had this. There's been quite a discussion
the,
on
the
like,
milk has become
Oh, really?
a point,
Go-to
a
milk.
subject point.
oat milk, yeah.
Yeah.
oat milk.
Yeah.
Any particular reason or just?
Well, I was vegan for a while, and then I decided I like cheese too much. So
Yeah, that's
Fair.
what
True,
people
yeah,
have
that's
said.
the only reason. I'm
but like I
not-
make cuts where I can, so I don't drink like I wouldn't drink milk if I do. I drink.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Just like the taste of it as well.
So you don't feel guilty about milking random plants?
Items.
Well,
Sorry. we should probably explain where this has gone
you
from.
gotta.
Lauren Sladden came on, and she said that she didn't believe that anything should be milked.
She
For
did
personal
she,
gain.
she did a piece to camera. And she was like, "I don't think that anything should be milked.
Yeah.
It's horrible."
So we now think it's a topic of conversation that should be brought to everyone.
I think so.
I think it's a rather polarising topic.
No
Yeah.
cow's milk. Okay, so we've got a halfway point.
Maybe you could ask them for their consent first.
Yes.
Say to the almond, if you grow this big, does that mean you consent to me milking you? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I think at
That's
some
the
point
one
you're gonna
for
have to cut the line.
Yeah. True.
You've got to eat something.
Yeah.
I think the world's economy would fail if milk was just suddenly taken out of the system. You know what I mean? But I think Big Milk has got the world by the balls.
What would you have in your
Big
tea?
Milk.
What's
Water.
that?
Yogurt.
Who's
Shut
drinking
up.
black tea?
I
I'm
don't-
scared of people who drink
I don't
black
mind
tea.
a
I'll be
black
honest.
tea.
You don't mind?
I don't mind about
I
I'm
don't
scared
like
of it.
tea.
You
You
don't
don't
like
like
tea?
I
tea?
don't like tea.
How am I only finding this out now?
I don't like coffee usually.
What do you drink?
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate if I have to, or just water.
Sorry.
Ooh.
Health
I
kick.
really struggle to get through a day without a cup of tea.
Yeah, me too. First thing and
Yeah,
last
I
thing
can
always.
make it without a cup of coffee. I struggle.
Maybe this is why I'm so tired because I don't drink any.
You need
drinks.
caffeine, mate.
Yeah.
Red Bull. IV. Red Bull.
Oh,
Red- oh,
mainlining Red
disgusting.
Bull into your bloodstream. That'll do you a world of good, mate.
I hate Red
I
Bull.
can't
Start with
separate
cup
the
of tea.
taste of Red Bull and Jaeger anymore though.
No, yeah, they are one and the same, I think.
Which makes it more horrible, I think.
Yeah. What I was going to say what gets you through it, but like that's
Gets you through it all.
That's not how I
Some
meant it.
sets you play are very long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, actually.
how do you get through?
Shots, free drinks.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
What would be your drink of choice?
I think when I'm DJ, I just like to drink beer. It's just
Easy.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know where you stand.
Yeah.
You know.
Soothing.
I think actually one of the best things that gets me going through it is like having my friends in the crowd,
Yeah.
because they're like
Right.
when they dance with you and they respond and stuff,
Yeah.
and like you remember why you do it, but then
Yeah.
I think like playing to crowds when you don't know anyone in the crowd like makes it more hard. But like when like people are there who like want to support you and want to support what you're doing, and like they know your music as well because they've come to your other sets, like that's what keeps you there till 4 a.m, you know.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, it's true.
It's definitely nice having that sort of support, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
with anything.
Yeah.
We're getting to the point where we've got a small get down on it community.
Yeah,
Mm.
definitely.
I really like that.
Yeah.
It feels
Yeah, it's really nice.
like a big family.
It's like a
It's like a party every single Friday, so
Yeah.
no one's house gets trashed.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has house party vibes, but it's in town.
But that's the thing. It's like a personable little
And the
club.
drinks are so cheap.
Drinks are
If you're
so
not coming to
cheap.
get
Thank
down on
you.
it, then
Yeah.
what are you doing?
This
Yeah.
whole thing is a promotion, so just
Yeah. Well, we've reached the end of our line of questioning, Mia. So, just to round things off, what is your go-to meal deal options of choice?
So we haven't reached the end of the line of questioning.
That is the final question. It's the
You
end of
know,
the line. The train stops.
I don't actually get the hype about meal deals.
Again, another one.
Every guest.
It's
There's
like
just
50%.
so much
Wow.
plastic waste, and I just think
That's true.
like you could make a sandwich for so much cheaper than you could get.
I know.
Yeah.
a meal deal. But
Yeah.
they do you all dirty by like making the drinks like so expensive that you're like, when you could buy a drink, then you buy a meal deal.
Exactly.
But to answer the question, I would get like the pesto and vegetable wrap,
Nice.
salt and vinegar squares,
Cool.
and an orange juice.
That's
Good.
one of the more respectable
That is
answers we've had.
We've had what was
Fraser's was
tuna,
just stinky. You're
tuna
like,
mayo,
Oh.
cheese and onion crisps,
and a coffee. That
Well, I
man's
hope you got
brave.
some gum for afterwards.
Silly man.
We love you, Fraser, but
But
have a
sort
miss.
of- That's great. That's brilliant.
I'm joking. His breath doesn't smell. Like, piece the camera. Fraser Cassini's breath is lovely.
That's going in the trailer. Yes. Well, thank you for coming on, Mia.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to
It's
speak
been
to you.
great.
And we'll see you on Friday.
Yes.
Bye bye.
See you Friday.
Right. Nice one.